You know that feeling, right? That little bit of panic when you're finishing up an essay, wondering, did I cite everything correctly? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you academic honesty isn't about fear at all? What if it's actually about power? Today, we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're going to see how this isn't just some rule book, but the actual key to unlocking your own unique, powerful voice in the IB. So let's get right to it. Is this whole thing just about not getting caught? No way! Not even close. It's time to completely change our thinking here. We're shifting from a defensive game of just trying to avoid trouble to playing offense, building our credibility and making our own thinking the real star of the show. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll bust some of the old myths about academic honesty. Then we'll dig into why it's really the secret sauce of the whole IB philosophy. We'll get into the practical side of things, how to make your thinking transparent. We'll see how it all looks in the real world. And finally, we'll connect all the dots to the grand prize, finding your own authentic voice. All right, first up, more than just rules. Let's completely ditch the idea that this is some kind of restriction. Instead, let's see it for what it really is, an amazing tool for our growth as thinkers. This quote from the IB, it really gets to the heart of it all. It's not about punishment. It's about being transparent. It's about pulling back the curtain and showing how you got to your answer. You're not just giving a final product. You're literally inviting your reader on the journey of your thought process. You're showing them the blueprints of your argument. Okay, so how does this idea of transparency connect to, the very DNA of the IB? Why is this so important to this way of learning? And this illustrates a massive shift. Think about it. The old way of doing school was basically a teacher pouring facts into your head, like filling an empty bucket. But the IB model, that's totally different. Here, knowledge is something we actually build. You're an active participant, an explorer, constructing your own understanding. And in that kind of world, showing your sources isn't just a rule. It's showing off your building materials. It proves you're a creator of knowledge, not just a collector of facts. This idea plugs right into the IB learner profile. I mean, sure, it touches on being an inquirer, a thinker, and a communicator, but its real home base is right here with being principled. Being principled means you act with integrity and honesty. So when you cite your sources, you're not just ticking a box for an assignment, you're actively living one of the core values of an IB learner. Okay, so we've nailed the why. Now let's get into the what. What are the essential things we need to know to make our thinking crystal clear? Let's talk about the big one, plagiarism. Now pay close attention to this part, intentionally or unintentionally. That is a huge deal. It means you can plagiarize without even meaning to. Maybe you messed up your notes or you were just confused. It can happen. And that's exactly why learning these skills is so important. It's like a shield that protects you from those accidental slip-ups. And this is maybe the most important mindset shift. Citing isn't just about defending against plagiarism, it's about going on offense to make your work stronger. Every single one of these points is a benefit to you. It's how you earn respect, how you show off your research, and how you confidently pull up a chair and join the conversation with the experts. It is a total power move. Let's be real for a second about why this stuff happens. It's almost never about someone being a bad person. It's about being human. It's that deadline pressure, that little voice of self-doubt, or sometimes just simple confusion. When we understand what causes it, we can see the solution isn't about trying harder. It's about building smarter habits that have our back when we're feeling the pressure. So, we've covered the why and the what. Now for the fun part, the how. What do these big ideas actually look like day to day in an IB classroom? Let's see some honesty in action. This just shows how these skills are a journey, not a one-time thing. It starts super simple in the PYP, sharing your own ideas, listening to others. It levels up in the MYP, where you learn that integrity means reporting your lab data exactly as it is, even if it's messy. And by the time you're in the DP, you're having this sophisticated conversation with other creators, like an art student building on the work of a master. See? Each step builds on the last one. I just love this roadmap analogy, especially for the younger years. Forget about boring rules. Think of your citations as the map of an awesome intellectual adventure. You're showing your reader all the cool places you went, the experts you talked to, and the exact path you took to get to your conclusion. It's about sharing the journey and giving a shout out to your guides along the way. Okay, listen up, especially if you're in the DP, because this is a total game changer for your writing. It's not just that you cite, it's when you do your research. The pro move is to shape your own argument first. Then, you go out and use research to challenge, support, and refine it. When you do it that way, you're in the driver's seat, not your sources. You're making sure the final paper is truly a reflection of your mind. And hey, remember, this is a team sport. You're not expected to have all this figured out on your own. Your school, your teachers, they're your partners. They've got a huge role to play in setting you up for success, from making the rules super clear to showing you what great, honest work looks like every single day. So what's in your control? These, right here, are your 5 golden rules for success. Know the policy, manage your time, stay organized, cite absolutely everything, and this one's the most important, never, ever be afraid to ask for help. Seriously, that's what your teachers are there for. Okay, this brings us to the grand finale. This is where we tie it all together and get to the ultimate purpose of this whole journey. If you take only one thing away today, please let it be this. Academic honesty is not a defensive move to avoid getting in trouble. It is the proactive, creative act of building your own authentic, credible, and unique intellectual voice. It's how you show the world not just what you know, but how you think. And the ultimate goal? It's for all of this to just become second nature. These aren't just school skills you use to pass a class. They're life skills. This is about becoming the kind of person who shows up to any conversation in university, in your job, just in life, with real integrity and a voice that people trust. So I'll leave you with this question. By mastering these skills, by making your thinking transparent, and by respectfully engaging with the ideas of others, you're actively building your unique voice. The only question left is, what are you going to make it say?